What's up, everyone? Today I have just wanted to talk about 1.21 again, and I know my last video was absolutely abhorrent, so think of it as a redo. So I've done a bit of research, and it looks like an absolute ton of information has come out that I didn't cover. But first, let's talk about the release date. So the release date on the official Minecraft blog is June 2023. Sorry, June 2024. I wrote that down wrong on the little notes script that I have. Um, and that does coincide with all other major updates being in either June, July, or sometimes May of the following year of the last update. So, and then there are two major sections here. New features is the first one. So, one of the new features that they said was going to be here is glowing armor trims, which I don't think that anyone wants and or cares about. That sounds like one of the lamest things in existence. But hey, I mean, I'm not here to criticize. I couldn't make a game like this, so yeah. Glowing armor trims, it's not that bad. It's just I don't really see the use of that. I think that they do want to get the armor trims capitalized though, so you know. And then the next thing that they had on there was swamp and or jungle villagers. Now, those are already in the game, so I don't know if that was just a typo and it's supposed to be villages. And I mean swamp and jungle villages, that might actually get me to update past 1.20, which is amazing. Because that sounds actually really cool. Like, people have been waiting for those for years. And this update does seem to have a lot of those small features that everyone's wanted for a long time, but we just haven't been able to get until now, which I think is actually really neat, and I'm in full support of that. The next thing on the list was bundles. You know, that feature that was announced in 1.17, pushed back to 1.18, pushed back to 1.19, pushed back to 1. Do you mind? 20, and then it just never worked ever again, because that's not going to happen apparently. And then, of course, the next thing is Emerald Tools. Now, this one is kind of cool, and that actually gives me hope that the Aether might be coming soon, because that's like one of the four horsemen of just fake stuff from the early days of Minecraft. It was like Emerald Tools, the Aether, a few other things. But after that, there is something that I actually find pretty interesting, and that is fletching tables. Them actually having a functionality. Now, what is that functionality? I don't know. Probably making arrows and or tipped arrows, not just dumping them in cauldrons. I think that would be cool. Making different types of arrows, maybe. And maybe adding like new bird mobs to the game for more powerful arrows, which I think would be pretty cool. Maybe attaching like, I don't know, pieces of stringed arrows, because they have that. That's kind of cool. But that's not a major thing. And now, another thing that they said was Savannah slash Badlands, well, Savannah and Badlands maybe, revamps, which I think would be pretty neat, 'cause to me that's one of the more boring biomes. I mean, what is there? There's some gold, and that's about it. And then, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna add, but that's the thing with the birds. I think they could be like, I don't know, ostriches, a bunch of other stuff. And maybe they'll actually differentiate between the different types of feathers that birds have. Another thing is a potion of glowing. Nothing much to say about that. It's a potion that's going to glow, probably made from like glow ink sacks. I just thought of that, which is going to give everybody. Why is everyone disconnecting? Which is kind of going to give everybody a. Sorry, I just blanked. Yeah, so that might actually give a use to the glow squid, which has been useless and no one likes. Next thing, this has been announced and it already works, but just a major update. Minecraft now works on the Chromebook. How well it works, I don't know. I've used a Chromebook for years. Could barely run like Solar Smash, so we don't talk about that. But yeah, that is actually pretty big, because that, to me, is at least the last major platform that they haven't really expanded to. So, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think that's going to be interesting, and it could get perhaps like hundreds of millions, if maybe, well, okay, probably like tens of millions of new players, which is really cool if you think about it. After that, it's looking like, oh, you can actually put that in, oh, never mind. After Chromebooks, S, I guess. So there's going to be some minor parity changes between Java and Bedrock, like fallen trees and strongholds under villages that were in Bedrock Edition and are now going to be moved over to Java. And what the heck? And Java Edition features like denser, crimson, and maybe warped forests that might eventually make it into Bedrock. And now that is pretty major because people have been asking for parity for a long time. And one of the major things they talked about was hardcore mode, but they didn't say that they're going to be implementing that into Bedrock. So I honestly have to wonder what's going on there. It's like all the minor things that no one really cares about are being implemented, but all the actual major gameplay mechanics like hardcore mode, like spectator mode, which has been implemented but not very well, those are just kind of being left out to dry. And then the last few things are villager trades, like armor is now trading iron blocks for multiple emeralds, which I think is going to be the first instance of a villager being able to trade an item and giving you multiple emeralds for it, instead of you giving multiple emeralds to a villager for a bunch of items or other such combinations. That's pretty interesting. Could be, I don't know, new era of Minecraft villagers or something. Something of the sort. Nevertheless, though, yeah, overall some pretty interesting stuff for 1.21. What's it going to be called? I don't know, Badlands update, fucking birds and villagers, that that sounds a little sexual, if you know what I mean. It could be something else entirely, who knows. But I'm excited for it. Of course, I can't really update my main world, but I will update some of my smaller worlds if people want me to do that. And I actually, okay, and then the last thing is a channel update. I might do some new series like 1 block Skyblocks, regular Skyblock maybe, and a few other things. Ow, my bones. I think I had too much of that rice stuff. Now I'm dying. Rip, like, subscribe or something. But yeah, so I'm excited for it. I honestly think that this is going to be a decent update. It's been kind of a stretch of not so good updates with 1.20. Wasn't I didn't find it all that exciting. Although if you did, that's completely fine. And then of course there was 1.19, the wild update, which people have been calling the mild update, which I find absolutely hilarious. 1.18, 1.17 were good, and of course 1.16 was amazing. 1.15, it happened. I thought it was neat. 1.14 and 1.13 amazing, and I don't know anything before that. Um, Now before this turns into too much of a tier list video, everyone have a nice day. Goodbye.